Hello, I'm speaking to you today from the Ladies Gallery here in Bevis Marks Synagogue. I'm speaking to you today from this place because around the walls of the Ladies Gallery are boards that list the names of the Mahamad, the members of the lay leadership of the Spanish and Portuguese community of London. In fact, these boards list the names of all of those who have been on the Mahamad, the pillars, those that hold up the community, dating back to the middle of the 18th century. It's remarkable to look at these boards and to see all of the names throughout the centuries, the Lindos and the Da Costas and the Montefiores and the Macadas that gave so much to this kahal throughout those years. One interesting feature is that while many of the boards list the time of the beginning of a new round of board members as being Rosh Hashanah, the most recent boards now listed as Shabbat HaGadol, which of course has just passed. And so now each year we elect the new members at Shabbat HaGadol, and we've just elected a new representative from Bevis Marks Synagogue to sit on the board of the broader London Spanish and Portuguese community. And perhaps in future videos we'll get to hear from some of the members of the Mahamad, or as it's now known as the board, to hear what's going on from their vantage point within the community. So historically there were really two bodies. There was the Board of Elders that essentially were more permanent fixtures and essentially had a veto over the rulings of the Mahamad, and the Mahamad would change from year to year every couple of years, and they were the ones making the decisions for the community, assuming that the Board of Elders approved. In recent years, that's shifted, where the Board of Elders has become less of a veto power, but more of a body that makes recommendations and provides guidance for the Mahamad, while the ultimate decision now rests with the Mahamad. And so these boards really tell you the whole story of the community in terms of its leadership over the years. It's interesting to look at the boards because they actually show some of the changes that have happened in the community. In fact, in the early 1800s, the boards list not only those who were on the Mahamad, but also those that were fined for refusing to sit on the Mahamad and paid their fine. Of course, that references an episode with the father of Benjamin Disraeli, who was fined for not sitting on the Mahamad and ultimately left. His name does not appear on the boards. But also some interesting things. Some of the boards begin with the writing in Portuguese, and then of course switches to English, which is something that happened around 1800 when that shift took place. Other important changes are the fact that the boards used to say the gentlemen and now say the ladies and gentlemen of the Mahamad. These boards are very much so reminders of the continuity of our community through all the trials and tribulations of the centuries. And while we find ourselves in difficult times now, the steadfast leadership of our community will ensure that our community will continue to be strong and successful, and please God flourish as events unfold and as we look towards the future.